Hey and welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to look at how we can import that image sequence that we exported from After Effects into Blender so we can start with the camera tracking process. So I am using Blender 3.4.1, but you can follow along with any latest or any newer version of Blender. Anything really after 2.8 should be fine. So inside of Blender, you can delete everything. So let's just delete all of that. And then I'm going to go to this little plus right here at the top. You can see all the workspaces, layout, modeling, sculpting, etc. And right at the end, you've got this little plus. So click on that, and then we're going to go to VFX, and then we're going to click on motion tracking. And this will open up the motion tracking or the camera tracking workspace that we're going to use. So I usually just like to make this middle section a little bigger, so you can kind of just move this up to make this space bigger. And then we're simply going to click on this open button here to open or load our image sequence. So I'm going to go to the folder where I exported the image sequence, and here you can see we've got all the images or all the frames from frame 1 all the way down to frame 150. So I'm going to select all of them by simply pressing A on the keyboard, and you can see now all the frames are highlighted. And then we're simply going to click on Open Clip, and that's going to load that whole image sequence into this workspace. Now we can zoom out a bit using the same controls, holding in Control and kind of just moving your mouse. So the first thing that I want to do is here on the left hand side, you can set your scene frames, because currently Blender is using the default frames, which is 250. You can see at the bottom it's starting at frame 1 and ending at frame 250. But if I click the set scene frames button, Blender will set the in and out point to match our frames or the number of frames we have. So now you can see at the bottom it says it's starting at frame 1 and it's ending at frame 150, which is correct. Now another thing that you can do is you can click on this prefetch button right under set scene frames, and that will load all the frames into memory. So you can see it's kind of just prefetching here at the bottom all the way to 100. And now if I scrub through, you can see it's playing the footage nice and smooth. Now you can also press space to play back, but make sure your cursor is inside this middle window. If the cursor is at the bottom, sometimes like that it won't play the video, but if you hover your cursor over this middle window and press space, you will see the video playing back smoothly. Okay, so we have loaded our image sequence. Let's go ahead and save this Blender project. So I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I'm just going to browse to a folder, and you can give it a name. I'm going to call this camera tracking _01 and click on Save As, and now our Blender project has been saved. So I will see you in the next lesson.